This channel brings Jamaica to the world through documentaries, historical narratives.
Hello everyone, I hope all is well. I am driving out of the beautiful community of Ocean Point. It is a gated community. It has a wonderful clubhouse, swimming pools, and also a soccer field with tennis courts and of course basketball courts for individuals to enjoy themselves while they're here. It is a beautiful community built roughly 6 years ago, and as a matter of fact, during COVID, they were still constructing these units. As you, of course, drive out of this community, you're greeted with the Caribbean Sea. Let me tell you this. The question is that many people have asked, when is the right time to invest in Jamaica? And is it the right time now? To be honest, I think Jamaica has a wonderful movement towards investing, whether in real estate and other areas. To be honest, I am about building. No, just pause. You saw that car coming in, although it was a red light. So you have to be very careful here. No, let us talk. When is the right time to invest? I think Jamaica has always been open for investment. And by the way, this is not an investment seminar or session. I'm just telling you. And sometimes when you get the opportunities, you just have to take them on. Now, let's take an example of Ocean Point. The units started roughly at 14.9 million. And the upper end units were a bit more expensive. Let me tell you this, that today, the lower price unit that was 14.9 million is now worth $42 million. That's the selling price, and that is the lowest selling price I've found. And of course, other units, the upper ones that are more land space and of course maybe a 3x2 bedrooms, that's 61 million going up. They are more expensive units. And let me tell you, when these houses came on the scene, some people were saying that they were chicken cubs. A lot of criticisms were made. So here's a price listing of the house then. As you can see, that was there. And now after several years, roughly 5 years or 6 years, we can see these prices being listed at what you're seeing now. If you want to see more information about this, you can go to a Realtor website in Jamaica and you can pull the information up and you will see the price. So what I'm saying is, what time do you invest? Some people were given the opportunity and they did not take it. And I think when I talk to people in general about the location of this place, it is one of the better gated communities. In addition to that, I want to see that many individuals have regrets not buying in. It's such a wonderful place. Now, pause for a minute. Back to the point. When is the right time to invest in Jamaica? Jamaicans have always been investing. If you look at how Jamaicans build their houses, they start on the low, they build the ground floor, they build up, and they move up. So Jamaicans know how to invest. Individuals overseas, I want to say to you, if you're thinking about investing in Jamaica, I would say there's never incorrect time. Jamaica real estate, you can look on, of course, the websites and you can look at movements in the real estate world. You can see that prices have always gone up. Now, Jamaica is on a building boom. I don't think we have ever stopped, have we? Back in the 70s, we had issues when people were selling all their items and going abroad. But let me tell you this, there's a new movement. Everyone is thinking about going back to Jamaica. Jamaica has a lot to offer. So is it worth investing in Jamaica? If you're coming back to live, that's fine. Here we can see another new development coming up, and that's newly built. And to be honest, I would not even ask the price for that one, because I know when I had a glance on it on YouTube a few months ago, the price was very high. But what I'm saying is there's something for individuals who can work towards a goal. Always remember that sometimes investing may be very daunting, very difficult, but you have to look deeper, dig deeper. Sometimes you never know. And of course, you can search the web for information on how to invest in Jamaica as it relates to real estate. This is not a real estate sort of movement I'm doing here. But if you look further down the line in this video, you'll see a new development coming in. And that is one of the biggest developments in Western Jamaica. and of course in the Caribbean. Let me tell you that this development is going to be one that is extremely huge. On my left, as you can see. As a matter of fact, when I first heard about this one, the bottom line price starting for one bedroom unit was 550,000 US dollars. No, that's no small change for people. That's a lot of money. And if you can't afford that, there are several places that you can go and look for homes. Jamaica is really booming. I think a lot of people from North America who are Jamaicans want to return home. They are struggling in what is a different world in the United States. Things have gotten very difficult and they want to invest. So with other places, but Jamaicans too are investing in Jamaica. For example, in Kingston, some people might decide to settle home in Kingston and come to Montego Bay where it's much cheaper to establish that. So what I'm saying is, after the hurricane, after everything, is it worth investing in Jamaica? I think it is worth investing. I would never give up anything that I would acquire in Jamaica. And I've often said to people, do not sell your assets back home. Yes, I highly recommend that you keep your assets because I think that's important to have your assets in, of course, Jamaica that you inherited or bought before coming to any other place. It's important because once you do that, you have a lot of implications that you might have to go through. Another thing is, should I build or should I buy? That's a question that people have asked. And to be honest, I have some idea about building. And to be building in Jamaica, you have to be there. You cannot ask anyone to build a house for you. As a matter of fact, several decades ago, I saw a man in the newspaper, that was a cleaner, pointing to a spot of land that he had owned where the house should have been built, and the builder had sent him, of course, pictures. He came back to Jamaica, it was an empty spot. I'm not saying that all contractors are like that, but you have to be on the ground. Of course, this picture shows a new plaza in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and that was open several months, maybe a year based on the time I've traveled. Building again. Jamaica is booming. Of course, I'm telling you this because let me tell you, I've seen so many apartments, so many hotels being built. And while Hurricane Melissa came and slowed things down a bit, Jamaica is moving again. We are resilient. So back to the point, should I buy or should I build? And the bottom line is, I'd rather, if I were to do something like that, just buy a house. Building is going to take a lot of time. It might save you some money, but in the long run, if you don't have a trusted friend or individual in Jamaica, it does not make sense. See what I'm getting at? And of course, I want to see this as I wrap up this sort of conversation, this discussion. Investing in Jamaica is worth it, right? Because when you go back to Jamaica, you have somewhere to stay. You can use that as an investment. It will increase in value. You can rent it out, as I stated before. But one thing, the real estate value in Jamaica goes up and it goes nowhere, right? But one thing we have to be very careful. Be careful where you buy. It's important that you know the area. You can't go to any area to buy or to live. And that's key. Even if you are in Jamaica, you have to be very careful of the location you choose. You know, a few years ago, I saw a policeman who told me about a situation in Montego Bay. The person had passed. He knew the person well. They had built up a relationship because he was a returning resident. So he called the person's family members abroad to inform him that their dad had passed. And they said to him, go up to the house and have a look. And of course, by the time he went up, people were already moving the doors and windows. Yes, it happens in Jamaica. So you have to be in a secure environment where people know you around that place and so forth. And I always recommend, if you're coming back to Jamaica, you might want to think about living in a gated community. It's another layer of security. I'm not saying they're totally safe, because there are also incidents that have taken place in these places. We have to be mindful of that. So as you go around, understand that Jamaica is moving. Is it the right time to invest in Jamaica? Is it worth it? These are questions that you have to ask. Will you be coming back here to live? Will you understand the culture? Have you been traveling to Jamaica consistently over a period of time? Do you know people in the area that you can trust? And it's so important that you understand that Jamaicans are lovely people, wonderful people. But if they think, or some of them, let me clarify, some of them think that you have little cash, they'll abuse you. For example, they'll charge you $10,000 to put in one screw. And that's the reality. Might be exaggerating a little bit based on an incident I had. I asked someone to do something for me, and when he told me the price, I just had to buy my paintbrush and my paint and paint the house myself. So I'm not cheap, but at the same time, if I don't work that amount of money in the United States, how can I pay that out on a daily basis in Jamaica within 2 days? I can't do that one. So having said that, you just have to be mindful of the environment, be mindful of those around you, and enjoy the wonderful atmosphere. There are some wonderful people in Jamaica. People will embrace you. People will be there for you. But the question is again, is it worth investing in Jamaica? Let me tell you this. Just for my peace of mind, I think it's worth it. To understand that I have a safe space that I can go back to without certain issues being spoken of in Jamaica and being out of a territory just for a week without hearing certain things, I'm all right. So even on that point, it's worth investing in Jamaica if I had the chance to do it. And that's my thought.